Hello, everyone, and good evening to you. Welcome to the Virtual Wealth Experience. It's all about mastering wealth in business and in life. Can you hear me, Aprille? Well, as Aprille is getting herself on, who do we have on joining us this evening? Welcome, Melinda. I see you. Tina, Lisa. Welcome to the Virtual Wealth Experience. One of the things I love about the Virtual Wealth Experience is that we don't just highlight the power of generating and creating money, because wealth is so much larger than just money, okay? Because if you got a lot of money and no peace, then you're still poor, right? So it's all about having a holistic form of wealth. Hi, Ebony, I see you on. Tina Young, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Rochelle, I see you. Thank you for joining us, Leslie from Tennessee, on the line with us. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I see you, Precious. I like it. Well, everybody, again, welcome to the Virtual Wealth Experience. My name is Yakinea Marie. I am your wealth strategist and the CEO of the I Am Woman Network. Let me give you some housekeeping. We're going to be doing a lot of chatting in our Facebook group online. That's Women Entrepreneurs in Action. Women Entrepreneurs in Action. Our hashtag is hashtag Mastermind 2015. And hashtag global wealth. That's hashtag mastermind 2015 and hashtag global wealth. So this evening, this is our finale, and I have the opportunity of introducing and interviewing one of my coaches. I'm excited about it, Miss Aprille Franks-Hunt, master coach of Coach Speak and Serve and the CEO of Women Recharge. Good evening, Miss Aprille. Aprille, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
You.
I can hear you now. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, wonderful. Okay, so Aprille dropped off. She's going to drop back on. But who else do we have on the line with us? Welcome, Melinda. Everybody go into the Women Entrepreneurs in Action group and say, I am here. As Aprille gets back on with us. Get ready for your questions. Hi, Don. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Lakeisha. Thank you for joining us. South Carolina. What city and state are you from? Can you hear me, Aprille?
I can. Can you?
Woo, woo. Yes. So listen, this is Aprille Franks-Hunt, master coach of Coach Speak and Serve, CEO of Women Recharge. Aprille Franks-Hunt, how are you doing this evening?
I'm well. I'm super well.
You sound so modest.
I am. I'm super well, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Again, this is our second or third virtual meeting, so I'm excited to be talking about wealth with you tonight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me. Can you please introduce yourself to those on the line who may not know who you are and how you serve?
Absolutely. So I'm Aprille Franks-Hunt. I am the president and master coach of Coach Speak and Serve. I'm also the CEO of Women Recharged. And what I do in a nutshell is I help people, purpose-driven, passionate entrepreneurs, leverage the stage, leverage coaching, leverage authorship in order to get their message out, whether it is a story they want to share or whether it's their brand message. And in regards to the brand message, I help people, in short, make money faster.
I like that. I like that. So we're going to talk about wealth this evening. We're going to talk about mastering wealth in business and in life. Listen, guys, this is Aprille Franks Hunt. So she's going to drop some major nuggets. She never speaks and not drop nuggets. So when you are hashtagging her, you spell her name Aprille. So Aprille Franks Hunt, hashtag on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all social media platforms, okay? So, Miss Aprille, let's talk about the true meaning of wealth, because a lot of times people, when they think of wealth, they limit it to money, how much money they have in the bank account. So let's speak about the mental piece, the relational piece, the health piece, and the money piece as well.
So, I mean, I think in regards to wealth, wealth is about every component of your life. It's about what, to me, I mean, just look at the word. It's about what's well
Yes.
within you. What is it in your life that you're adding value to? So that could be your love life, that could be your weight, that could be your health, it could be you as a mom, you as a father, it could be your bank account. But you really want a whole wealth experience. You want a whole wealth experience. And what I'm finding, Yakinea, is more and more people are realizing that they need a whole life experience. It's not just about the bank account, because the truth of the matter is you could be financially wealthy and emotionally bankrupt. You could be personally bankrupt and unhappy. And so this whole idea of creating wealth for your whole life is what I'm all about. So I think in regards to that, pouring into the different components of your life, if you just look at your life like you're a pie and there's these different amazing slices, you want to make sure that the sugar and the nutmeg or whatever you put in that pie, the vanilla has is equally distributed, so it all tastes good. And so in creating a life that tastes and feels good, that means that you have to be paying attention to every area of it.
Yes. Well, I like that, Aprille, and that's a great definition. I love that. What's well in you? What's well in you? Now, I know life has not always been as peachy and beautiful as it is now, and you're so excited, leaving you, keep you up in late wee hours of the night, playing your favorite song. We're not gonna talk about that, but let's talk about the hard times. You understand? Because I know some people, they feel hopeless because they're in a challenging situation and they feel like there's no hope. So I know you came from somewhere. Everybody has a story. You was not always this successful individual and entrepreneur and driven like you are. So can you speak on the pain portion before you came from the pain to the power?
Yeah, so I mean, my story really is, I was born in Mobile, Alabama, shout out Mobtown. And I experienced a lot of trauma growing up. And I think the beautiful thing about life and our experiences is we have the ability to make a new decision. We don't really have to accept what has been as what is. And so for me, going through different challenges and different traumas as a young girl, as a teenager, as a young woman, I mean, into, being a bully in high school, and I was molested when I was younger. I was about 12 years old by a neighbor. Grew up in a pretty volatile household. And, it was just a matter of me knowing in my mind that there was something more. I knew that there was something more. I knew that there was something greater. And I had to make a decision every day. And for those of you who've read my memoir, Confessions of an Independent Woman, you know that every day you have to make a decision that what has been is not going to be what is, and that the present is what we truly have control over. So for me, going through those different challenges, becoming a teen mom, and I did that on purpose. I became a teen mom on purpose because I wanted somebody to love. I wanted somebody to look like me. I wanted something because I'm adopted. So I wanted somebody who had my bloodline, and that's my daughter that most of you all, whoever follows me, Maya. And, I made that decision at an early age. But again, even through those choices, I think all of that really was a setup. I don't wish away any experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish away any experience, because all of those things were necessary for me to be able to stand before you today as a successful entrepreneur, as someone who has been featured in major media outlets, as someone who has appeared on television over 40 times, someone who coaches millionaires, someone who coaches six-figure earners, someone who is a six-figure earner herself. And just in 2007, I was bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So your story in regards to creating a wealthy life, right? Because this is about creating global wealth. Your story really is a setup for greater things to come. You definitely have, Yakinea, I think people have the opportunity. And this is the thing. I could play woe is me. I could play that. But what fun is it? Because I truly believe that what you think about, you bring about. I believe that we have the power to manifest wealth, in every area, love, happiness, and everything. And I don't believe that anything is not for me. Mm-hmm. Or for you, for the people that are watching. I believe that whatever you want is for you. Yes. So it doesn't matter, right, Yakinea, if you've never had it before. That's the beauty in the pursuit. That's the beauty in climbing the ladder. That's the beauty in the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears, is that you can have it if you decide that that's what you want, right? And so for me, the story and the challenging times, being on food stamps, having to go to the food pantry, my house going into foreclosure, I went through an extremely hard time. And I just don't regret it. I so needed those experiences, because what the hell would I be sharing with you today about life and how you can have and you can create wealth and you can manifest something had I not gone through those experiences?
You know what? I agree. And that's a powerful story. I don't know why I said echo. You hear echo?
Nuh-uh, I don't hear echo.
Okay, but I don't know why. Well, I'll say this. When we study the wealthy, and when we study not just the wealthy, those who have made a mark on history, those who have truly made a mark, 9 times out of 10, they have gone through an extreme struggle. Yeah. But they pressed through in spite of, and you know my story. You interviewed me before regarding my story. So it comes down to the one statement is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? We can complain. And I remember I posted a picture on Facebook, Aprille, that said you cannot deposit excuses.
Yes, absolutely.
And it had a bag of money. So you can either make impact and make money, or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. So this morning I was watching you on Periscope, hashtag Master Coach Aprille, but I was watching you on Periscope, and you was talking about the power of building a community. But when I looked at the 2 words you focused on, I kind of just identified those 2 words streamlined throughout our entire life. The 5 areas of life, which is spiritual, social, physical, financial, and emotional. So you talked about determination, and you talked about consistency. That regardless, even if you're trying to lose weight, you have to be determined that you're going to lose it, and be consistent about your eating habits and your workout regimen. So regardless of whether it's relationships, regardless of what it is. So can you speak on the power of being determined and consistent across the board of your life?
Yes, this is my favorite topic, so I'm probably going to go way in. So if you haven't invited anyone to this webinar, I would encourage you to post the link and do so. If you haven't already followed Yakinea on Twitter and myself on Twitter at Women Recharge for myself, Yakinea Marie, or I Am Woman Network, make sure that you do that right now, because this is some really good stuff. So you don't always get the opportunity to get this detailed and this type of information from people, and when you do, cherish it, because when else and what other time but right now, where you're sitting, do you get the chance to hear firsthand what life is like on the other side? People often talk about this black curtain, and the truth of the matter is there is no secret to success, right? There really aren't any secrets. It's all attainable. And this morning, Yakinea's reference to my Periscope was about being diligent and determined in what you want to do, and then being consistent. So what does diligence look like? So let me just break this down for a minute. What does wealth mean? It means the abundance of valuable possessions or money. So abundance of something that is valuable to you. So in this whole conversation of creating a life that is wholly wealthy, so what is valuable to you in your life? And whatever is valuable, that's what you want to pour into. So in regards to being diligent and determined, you have to make the decision to move forward, to do the thing that you've been resisting, to let go of the negative chatter, to be okay to stand at the front of the line by yourself. You have to be okay with staying up a little bit later and being a little bit weary at times, because the truth is, I make this look really good. Yakinea makes this look good. Zenobia Andrews, the max out queen who you all saw the other day, she makes this look good. Jay Stone, we make it look good, but life is happening. So your diligence and your determination is what has to be activated in order for you to continue on, because the truth is, life is always happening. And as a matter of fact, life is going to happen for you and show up in ways that you have never imagined or seen before, because you made the decision to do something different. Sometimes people think because they made a decision to do better, that life is going to get better and easier. And contrary, honey, right? Contrary, that is not what happens. What happens is, because you have stepped into an open space, somebody said, you're ready. You walked into that thing and you said you're ready. So diligence for me is so important. Like, there's so many people in this business. And for those of you who are part of our community, Coach Speak and Serve, it is a lot to do. It is a lot to do. It's a lot to show up. And I don't make any complaints about showing up. But the one thing I want you to think about is, how diligent are you? How diligent are you willing to be in your own diligence to attaining the wealth in the areas that you view valuable in your life? How diligent are you going to be about those changes? Because Yakinea, you can decide, and this is the thing, I'm not like everybody else. I am very clear that I am a purpose-driven powerhouse that cannot be stopped. And nothing can come in between me and why I am here on earth. Period. There's no person, there's no storm, there's not a tornado. Everything that I'm divinely appointed to do will manifest itself. And I believe, Yakinea, for those of your viewers that are watching, everything that they are divinely appointed to do, when they make the decision first to be determined and diligent in the pursuit of that divine call, that they will get everything that they want. That the door will open up for them to become wealthy. Sometimes people ask me, and I have to get this out, they're like, how did you get this? How did you get that? Here's the thing. When you step into the space, everything you want will be made available to you. Everything that you need will be made available to you in the time that it needs to be made available to you. You just have to trust that that is going to manifest, and you have to believe. Yakinea?
You know, Aprille, you said something so very powerful. You said something so very powerful, and you said the one word, decide. I am creating something called the 9 triggers to wealth. The 9 triggers to wealth. And number 1 is decide. Because, you know, as entrepreneurs, we just want to know how to get to the money. Just show me how to get to the money, right? But we haven't even made a decision yet for real. And decisions are connected to your philosophy of how you think about not just money, but life. Right? Because the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. So if you're not a good steward over your money, well, let's put it like this. If you're not a good steward over your health or your relationships, you're not going to be a good steward over your money, right? So you have to decide up front that you, first of all, deserve to be wealthy, regardless of what someone says to you, says about you, regardless of who does not support you. Because watch this, you may have to walk the journey alone by yourself at first, but I promise you help will always come if you move forward, all right?
Yeah.
Because people love moving with movers and shakers.
Yes. And you know what, too, just to piggyback on that, here's the thing, and I love what you just said, and here's the thing about making a decision. Making a decision, here's what is happening. What is happening is people are making the decision that they want to make money, but they're not making a decision that they're willing to do the work to make the money.
It's not a decision.
Right? You can't just say I want to be I want to make six figures in my business, but then you haven't committed to doing six-figure activities. You haven't committed to making six-figure investments. And this is what I want people to understand. You really have to get real with yourself. And listen, whatever path you choose is not a wrong path. It's your path. But you got to get real with your path. I was talking to my former assistant, Kelly. She was just here the other day, and her and I were having a talk, and we both came up with this term, kind of hobbypreneur. Okay? There's nothing wrong with just having something you do that you're good at and you love, and occasionally you make money at it. That's totally different from you stepping into a space and saying, I'm going to start a ministry, I'm starting a movement, I'm starting a business. All that is so very different. So you have to make the decision, where are you on the spectrum? Where are you on the spectrum? Because the people, and this is what happens, it's so easy to sit back when you haven't attained the success you want, not the success I said that you should have, or the success Yakinea said, or anybody else said, but the success that you have determined what that looks like for your life. You cannot get shady or hate on people who are busting their asses to create a whole wealth life. Because people who have made a decision to shift are extremely committed and serious about this whole energy of stepping into divine purpose and call and movement. So what does that mean? It means what I said earlier. I will steamroll you if you get in my way, in the wrong way, because that's how committed I am when I get on my knees at night, or when I wake up in the morning, or when I'm weary. That's how committed I am to finishing and completing the thing. So make the decision to not only want the dream and be committed to your why, but make the decision to do the activity, the work, the time, the investment, the whatever you got to do to make it a reality. Because wealth, right? This isn't about the stock market. This is about the wealth of your life. Mm-hmm. This is about you being happy when you wake up in the morning and you don't dread hitting the snooze button, or you don't dread getting in your car and going to a place you don't want to go to. This is about the wealth of your life, that when you go to the dressing room, that you are happy with the clothes that you put on, and that you are not secretly crying. This is about the wealth of your love, that you are not laying in the bed at night crying yourself to sleep because you're somewhere you don't want to be. This is about the wealth of your life, that you are communicating properly with your children, and that they are connected with you, and they know that they love you and that you love them, and that you're doing your whatever your role is as a parent. This is about the wealth of your life. This is about the wealth that when you go to cash a check, you don't have to ask nobody for anything, right? That you can write a check for whatever it is that you need. This is about the wealth of your life, that when your mama or your sister or your best friend calls and they need a leg, that you can write a check and get them one. This is about the wealth of your entire life. This is not about, playing any money game. This is about, what does your life look like, and what are you willing to put in it so that you can be wealthy all the way around.
That's good, Aprille. That's good. And when you were speaking, I was thinking about futuristic. You're not just doing something because you're trying to get something for right now. It's like having a legacy mindset. You're building to leave something. And we have a question for Aprille. For Aprille. Her name is April. And the question is, what are the activities and investments one needs to make to come up and be a six-figure earner? And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the April that just registered for the Mastermind 2015 retreat 2 days ago. But what are the activities and investments one needs to make to come up and be a six-figure earner?
Sure. So, April, hey girl, that's a great question. So again, this isn't really about the investment piece, but I will speak to it a bit. I think one of the things you really have to do is downsize your life in regards outside of the business and earning money. There's only two ways. Lisa Bradley says there's two ways for you to get out of debt to make more money is you have to make more money. You have to reduce your expenses. Two things goes into money. That is expenses, which is outflow, and your cash flow, which is inflow. So where can you reduce your outflow? Meaning, so let's talk about outflow for a minute. Outflow means your cable bill, your rent, your mortgage payment, your car note, your insurance, the money you spend on your hair, nails, whatever. What does your outflow look like? Where can you then reduce your outflow? And here's the thing. I don't want you just to hear what I'm saying. I want you to grab a piece of paper. And I want you to write down what your outflow really looks like. And I want you to add that up. What is your outflow? I want you to go to score.org and pull down a P&L statement and type in your outflow. What is going out and where can you strip it? Are you willing to live in a box to live in a mansion? That's the first decision you have got to, because here's the thing. People are so about appearances. They are so about appearances, and I think appearances is keeping people broke. The people that I know that are rich, you will never know it because they driving a Toyota Prius and they wearing some dirty tennis shoes, right? So you have to make that first decision in regards to your outflow. Where can you cut costs? Can you move in with a friend and help each other and save some money for 6 months, 9 months, 1 year? What are you willing to let go of? When I give you another example. Right now, I can afford any kind of vehicle I want. Let's be clear. I drive a 2006 Pontiac Grand Am. A 2006 Pontiac Grand Am. The reason why, one, is because I'm not a car chick. I'm a vacation girl. So if I'm going to spend my money, I'm spending it on travel and leisure to enjoy life. The second thing is there's no value in a vehicle. And the third thing is it's paid off. So where are you willing to sacrifice, cut back, downsize first, right? Because again, you can't say I want to earn $100,000, $250,000, $750,000, and you're unwilling to downsize some things. Number one. Number two, where can you increase your income? Can you work overtime? Can you get another job? Are you maxed out on your employee match contributions on your 401k? Do you have any money markets, insurances, or CDs to help you build some additional wealth? Are you in the percentile of people with a credit score of 700 or higher so that you're not overpaying on some current debts or future debt? So those are absolutely some things that you can do. In order to make more money and reduce debt, you have to earn more money. Are you willing to work a second and third job? Are you willing to hustle to make the 6 figures a reality? Because here's the thing, 6 figures is just $8,333.33 a month, $297 about a day. That's not that much money to earn. You can earn 6 figures, but you have to do the activities. Listen, I swear I'm going to go on this whole movement about in 1 year, what can you really maximize? What can you really maximize? What can you really amplify and build up wealth in your life in 1 year? So I hope I answered your question, April. That was a great question, but that's really the first thing. And if you're in business, you have to look at your model and see where it is that you're missing money. A lot of people, this is where people are, and I'm just going to switch over to business a little bit. Yakinea, do I have permission to do that? Okay, so here's the thing. People are building their brands and businesses. Now, equate your brand or business to Target, to TJ Maxx, to Coca-Cola, to Google, to Yahoo. They're spending millions of dollars investing, and they didn't start with millions of dollars. They started with what they had and built upon and put the money back in it. This is what happening to businesses. Businesses who are building these personal brands, socialpreneurs, right? what has happening is they sell a book, they make $16. Well, they spend the $16. Mm-hmm. They went and got their hair done with the $16. That $16 doesn't belong to you. You can't build wealth if you're spending every single dollar that's coming back into the business. In order to build wealth, you have to put the money back where you want the business to grow. Remember what the word wealth means. It means an abundance of valuable, right? What is valuable? So that means in order for it to be abundant and grow, you have to continuously put into it. You can't put $5 into it, get back $10 and go spend the $10 and then look at the business and say, well, wait, I don't have this, I don't have that. You have to put the money back in so that you can continue to grow. So you can build a brand and a business that can demand the dollar, the money back into business that can train you on how to properly operate. Here's another statement I want to make, Yakinea, before I throw it back to you. I see people building brands, building businesses online, offline, who are unwilling to make an investment in the business. And this isn't about coaching, so everybody can breathe. This is about you investing in whatever you need, whether it's education, whether it's a software system, whatever it is. It's about you making that investment, but people want to make $1 million. It drives me insane. If you want to build wealth, you can't have a wealthy mindset, number one, but you can't think you're going to build $1 million business and you still shopping on Fiverr for everything you need. It's not going to happen. So if someone may say, I'm on a shoestring budget, I don't have a lot of money, make more money. Go get another job. Work overtime. Use the skills you had 5 and 10 years ago to charge people to do some extra things. You'll be surprised what an extra $200-300 a month can do for your business. It can afford you some systems. It can afford you some training or some conferences or something that you can attend to help you empower your brain so you know what to do, because what's happening is it speaks to that wealthy mindset. People are doing things and they're not fully equipped to help move themselves to the next level.
That's good stuff. You know what? I was this is a book right here. Can you see that? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. It's called The 5 Lessons a Millionaire Taught Me. Now, although he catered this to females, he have one just for everybody. And one of the things he talked about, and you were speaking about that, Aprille, is winning in the margins. That's generating a second or third stream of income just to put to the side, not to make more money so you can live in a bigger house, a bigger car, whatever. But you're making that, let's say, for instance, you're working a part-time or you're creating something. Maybe you packaged something and you're creating an extra $400 or $500 a month. Well, that $500 does not exist. You're taking that $500, storing that away for investment purposes in the future, etc. Okay, and that is the power of winning in the margins, is cutting down your expenses. And Aprille, listen, I remember when I was cutting down my expenses, I went and lived, well, I don't really want to give the whole story because it's going to be in the book that I have with you, but I remember living with my sister in this, I'm not going to give it away, you got to get the book to get it, but living in this situation, you know, and it's just amazing some of the things we allow ourselves temporarily to go through in order to eventually reach our goals. So just be willing, it's called temporary sacrifice for a permanent gain, is what you call it. And so now, Aprille, her question is, can you tell me more about the activities? I don't really understand that question, Aprille, so please kind of elaborate a little more on that, when she asked that question right there. So, okay, so Aprille, I'm excited, and I know, guys, this is good, and I know, and I have some more questions for you. I want to talk about making money versus creating money. And guys, Aprille is one of our key coaches, strategists, and speakers at Mastermind 2015, October the 16th through the 18th. It's going to be bananas in Atlanta, Georgia at the Evergreen Marriott Resort. I'll tell you more about that so you can. This is not a conference. Aprille, when people ask me that, I say it is not a conference. It's not a workshop. And Jay said she said it so well when I asked her to define a mastermind. She said a mastermind is like a picking the brain event. you have the opportunity to sit down and pick the brain of those who have already walk the walk and talk the talk and have the income and the wounds to show it, right? And so I'm going to tell you guys more about how you can actually come out and sit among us at this intimate group, because it's limited to 40 individuals, and I specifically purposely said it like that because I believe you can accomplish a lot more when you have a smaller group of individuals. So Aprille, let's talk about making money versus creating money. I learned this from you. It's so funny. Aprille is my coach, guys. And last year, I was in one of my things and said, well, I guess I need to make some money. She was like, no, you need to create some money. And that shifted my entire mindset. That conversation shifted me to the point I am now. Now I know how to create money versus making it. So Aprille, can you speak to the individuals on the line that may not know how to create it? They're just trying to hustle and make it?
Yes. Yeah, so first of all, let me just say that I am so proud of you. I'm echoing on your side. So you need to mute me or mute yourself, Yakinea. So in regards to making money is, I'm not trading. Making money is what, in April, I'm going to get back to April, I'm going to get back to your question. So I did see that, and Melinda, I see you too. So I will respond to that. So making money is, we're trained, listen, we are conditioned to trade hours for dollars. I don't work like that. There's nothing, I don't work by the hour, I work by the outcome. So I don't care how many hours I'm working. What do you need me to help you do? You need me to hand you a plan? You need me to help you with a strategy? I'm getting paid.
Hold on. I got to interrupt you. What did you just say? You said, I don't work by the hour, I work by the outcome. That is a boom. Can somebody tweet that on that Periscope, that do something with that?
So it's really important that, because listen, you can hire an amateur to help build your business and they charge you $100 and it takes them a month. You can hire me to help build your business and it may take me 3 days and I may charge you $10,000. They may never help you. It's not about the money. It may take me 5 minutes to tell you how to do something. Creating money is creating wealth. It's not about just me trading my time, okay? And if there's any coaches, and if there's any coaches that's doing sessions, I want you to stop it. You're charging people by the session, I need you to stop it right now. It can't just be just the session. You have to have something to lead up into something. And I mean just a session. I don't mean if you have, like, because everyone has a session. But what I'm saying is you want to make sure that you have your system and your business blocks so that people can grow with you. They can start somewhere and they can grow with you. So creating money is the ability to create money. Listen, case in point, I went on vacation to Jamaica on a trip where I paid for 4 or 5 other individuals, all expense paid. All they had to do was get there. So we had a butler, we had housekeepers, a yard man, security, a driver, chef, everything. I paid for the entire thing. That's wealth. Wealth is the ability to do without stress. Wealth is the ability to go do something and you don't have to check an account. And that's what building wealth is about. It's really not just, and we're just talking about money right here. So that's creating. So while I was on this vacation, I decided to create more wealth by doing what? First, serving, because I believe in service. I believe in giving back. And then I decided that I would discount something that I was offering that I normally offer substantially and make $10,000. And we did that in 24 hours. That's creating money. Making money means I would have had to leave Jamaica or go find something to do. You want to create an environment where you can be generating money and it doesn't rely on you specifically to have to work for every single penny. That's the creation of money. Yakinea, can I go back to April's statement, or did you have a follow-up on that? Okay, so Aprille said, what are the activities that you need to do in order to get there? And I think I really shared that. I mean, the activity is you got to commit. That means that you have to stop doing some things. Case in point, one of my activities was start tracking my money, writing things down. One of my other activities was I decided not to go on vacation for 4 years. And I go on vacation. Listen, the year before I decided not to do this, I went on vacation 9 times. The year before I decided that I wasn't going on vacation until I got my business to where I was happy. Not to what other people was ranting and raving about me, but to where I was happy. 4 years I didn't go on vacation, and I'm a traveler. That's the type of activity I'm talking about. Activity. Who do I need to attach myself to that can help me? Not only can I be a contribution to the relationship, but where else can I attach myself to where I'm learning as well? And I'm learning things that's going to help me accelerate, amplify my experience and wherever it is that you're requiring or desiring wealth. So that's what that looks like. So that's, I just wanted to swing back to April's question. And then Melinda asks, how do you overcome the barrier of disbelief? You might not overcome it. You might have to fake it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to get over it, that one day you're going to wake up and you're not going to be afraid. No, you may be afraid every day. The decision to do it has to be so clear that even if you're afraid, you're still doing it anyway. You can just be scared out of your mind. Do it anyway. It's not about waking up listen, we don't just wake up and just all of a sudden, okay, we don't have any insecurities. We know everything we do is going to work. That's not how this works. That's not real life. Anyone who says that it is, they made that up. Everybody has something, right? Because life is just that. And so as far as disbelief, you have to sing yourself a new song. You have to recondition your mind. Whatever caused the disbelief, you got to confront the disbelief. And why are you allowing disbelief of something that isn't real? Disbelief isn't real. It's you deciding not to believe. It's not real, right? So you have to decide to continue to tell yourself something new. Listen, I have 23 aunts and uncles, or a little bit less than that. My grandparents had 23 children. Most of my family, I love my family, but most of my family lives in the projects, still to today. You may not know a soul personally who is where you want to be. That's okay. That doesn't mean it's not possible for you. It doesn't mean it's not possible for you. It's possible for you. Lucy said, are you saying there is no groundwork? When did I say that? I absolutely did not say that. There's lots of grunt work. I mean, I didn't just come into this office and just pop in. I worked from home for 5 years. I spent a lot of money, over $40,000 on coaching and training and systems. And I'm still growing. There's a lot of groundwork. So I just want, back to Melinda, I just want you to know that disbelief isn't real. And even if you don't wait for fear to dissipate. Embrace fear and move forward anyway. Even if it's just 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time with your goal. Embrace the fear and move through anyway. And then someone said, Aprille, can you explain the sessions for coaching? I just mean that you're not a counselor. Counselors charge by the session. That's how they make their money. They work 9 hours a day. They charge $75 or $110 for a session, and that's what they get paid. That's not building wealth. I'm just using counselors as an example. No offense to any counselors. I think counseling is amazing. But just to answer your question, that's what I mean. For building wealth, you have to do more and spend less. Yakinea?
You have said a mouthful, and I hope that Melinda said thank you so very much. You know, I saw this statement on Jay's website where she said, eat your fear until it tastes good.
Yes.
Eat your fear until it tastes good. So, guys, I know you have a ton of questions, and I'm going to close out with the power of a mastermind. I want you to just talk about masterminding. But, guys, we are inviting you to join us October the 16th through the 18th for the Mastermind 2015 Strategy Retreat. It is a business boot camp. So, Zenobia said, can I bring my makeup? Because I told them you don't need your lashes, you don't need your makeup, you don't need your heels, because this truly is about the grind and about business. That's what it's about. And so I'm actually deciding to run a beautiful special this week just for you. We have a few spots left until Saturday, and then the price goes back up. This $1188 event is now discounted for $949. $949. We do have a flex pay plan in place for those who need it. And then, Aprille, I love after I spoke to you, you gave me the motivation to have a access only. So we have a full access. That's for the individual that want to be there for the entire weekend, spend the night with us. It's all inclusive. But for the individual that lives in the Atlanta area, you can come in and be with us for 2 days. It covers your meals for $475. So we encourage you to be there with us, myself, Aprille, Zenobia, and Jay Stone, so we can give you the principles, strategies, and tools you need in order to master wealth both in business and in life. So Aprille, let's talk about the power of a mastermind. What's the difference between a mastermind and a conference?
Okay, so let me, first of all, thank you again. This is really great. If you guys haven't tweeted something or done something, I need y'all to do that. So here's the deal. And Tyrell, I'm going to get to y'all's questions. Y'all are asking some really good stuff. And Lisa. So in December, I joined a mastermind. I'm in a private mastermind myself. I don't mean my mastermind that Yakinea is in. I'm in a mastermind, which means I'm masterminding with people at the level where I am, right? And all I can say is I can attribute, oh my gosh, I mean, my entire business changed. Mm-hmm. That's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. And my mastermind that I'm in is private. You can't get in it. You can't even really ask me about it because that's the non-disclosure that we have. But the power of people who are individually working to attain a goal, then collectively come together for the purposes of helping each other attain wealth and increase their business and understanding, because it's not just about money.
Yes.
Okay, money is not you not making money is not about you not making money. You not making money is about a whole bunch of other things. It's about not being clear, not knowing what to charge, all of that stuff. Okay, so when I say it changed everything for me, it changed everything immediately, literally. And let me say this too. I hope I see you all at the mastermind. Jay, first of all, Jay and I coach each other. People don't really know that.
She said that yesterday.
Jay and I coach each other. I met Zenobia in GLP at Lisa Nichols' top tier program when I was in GLP last year. And Zenobia has also trained my mastermind, which Yakinea is in. And all I can say is it's a different level, and you just have to decide where you want to be. That's just all it is. Where do you want to be? I already know. I'm an access person. I like access. I like access to answers. I don't want to wait, and I don't want to figure it out. My business needs to know. My business needs to know because I have clients relying on me. So I'm not going to put that in a chance situation. If I need to know something, I need to be able to pick up the phone. There is nothing I need right now that I cannot pick up the phone for. I don't care if it's a venue, if I need volunteers, if I need to speak on somebody's stage, or if I need to be in somebody's magazine, I can pick up the phone and make it happen. And that is a result of masterminding relationships. Now, here's the thing. You have to come to the mastermind, and I'm about to say something that it might offend you. You have to come to the mastermind with your drawers off. You have to be willing to be vulnerable, open, and totally naked. Hey, Jay! You have to be willing to be totally open, vulnerable, and naked with why your stuff is wherever your stuff is and what your breakdowns are. Because here's the thing, everybody's great at what they're great at. At what they're great at. I am a genius at helping people make money. Yakinea is a genius at connecting and helping women and people get clear on what it is on their path and obtaining resources. Jay is a genius at branding. Jay is the mastermind behind the Coach Speak and Serve, the Women Recharge, and the Aprille Franks Hunt brand, which all really hasn't even launched yet. I just been teasing y'all over the last couple of months. And Zenobia is a master at systems. She knows what she's talking about. And you can't, I don't even know what to tell you, in regards to the mastermind, but it changed my business. It took my community from 148 people to over 2,500. It enabled me to launch a campaign in January that I'm still getting paid on. It enabled me to generate almost a 300% increase in revenue. Our goals for this year is $680,000. Our company goals. Our company revenue goal is $680,000. Y'all have heard me say this before, so it is not a game. $680,000 is our revenue goal for this year, and we are on track. Why? Because of my mastermind and access. Because I can pick up the phone. I can call Allison Bird because I've coached with her. We're friends. I can pick up the phone. I can call Zara Green. I can call Stacey Ferguson. I can call Jay Stone, Zenobia, whoever I need to call. That is the power of being really in the right synergy with people who want to grow. Everybody's good at something. Everybody's good at something. You're not in the right circle.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's good, Aprille. They corrected the link. I saw that the link wasn't working. IamWomanMastermind.com, but the link is working now. So for those of you all that would like to sit at the round table and mastermind with Aprille Franks Hunt, myself, Jay Stone, and Zenobia, we encourage you to be one of the 40 that's going to be there. We have the full access and the access only. Once we reach our 40, it is closed. So we look forward to you joining us. Aprille, you have any last remarks that you would like to share? Melinda asked a question. She said, in terms of charging for your gift, how do you market to an audience that is willing to pay what you are worth?
So it's not really about marketing to your audience. It's about attracting the audience. So that's a really good question, Melinda. It's about attracting the audience and showing them value, and then they won't mind paying what you're worth. So that's the answer to that question. Tyrell asks, he said his full-time employment allows him to exercise his purpose, so he decided to move slowly and fine-tune some things to get clear on his mission, which is smart. He set aside some funds to invest in himself, but he's nervous. Do I think it's wise? And then his follow-up was he decided to get a coach and get clear on the mission. Is it wise to complete my coaching first before I move forward? I think that depends. Tyrell, in regards to your coach, I think your coach should be able to answer that question because I don't know where you are. I don't know what all you're working on. So in regards to moving forward, I think a decision can always be made no matter what you're doing. I think some of the activities we're talking about can be done in regards to maybe stripping some things away or adding some things that can pour into your life. I think that can absolutely, Tyrell, be done right now without disrupting your current coaching situation. And I will refer to your coach. I definitely believe in industry courtesy, so I don't want to advise you, and you're already being advised. Someone said earlier, Yakinea, they had a question, how do you charge what you're worth? You show up. You show up, and you make sure that what you're asking for, you can deliver upon. So for instance, for me, we have a coaching program. One of our coaching programs is $2,400 a month. I better deliver. Right? So there's different things. So you have to make sure that what you're giving is overvalue. My free is worth a whole lot of money. Right? So my paid anything needs to be of extreme value as well. So you want to make sure that you are stacking value on top of what you're offering. So that's hopefully I answered your question. So thank you again for asking. I appreciate all the questions from everybody. You guys have been so super amazing. I think to close it out, I would just say I decided when I first started in this business, and Tori Johnson was my coach and is my mentor, I knew that I wanted, and not only wanted, but I knew that I was destined to be in a certain place. And I knew that there are certain sacrifices that I had to make. And this isn't about suffering, but it is about sacrificing. The word sacrifice means what are you willing to give up to get what you want in the short. And I knew that I had to give up some things. And there's no way that I could be who I am today if I discounted my activity. My passion, the people that I serve, they deserve 110% of what I can give. And I can't discount that. I have to show up. And that looks like me creating wealth in every area, and that's what that looks like. So I would encourage you to re-listen to this. I hope that we see you in Atlanta. And also, I just have to say, Yakinea, this is about this whole wealth conversation. First of all, this webinar can't solve your problem, and neither can the other two, right? It's not going. We can't solve the world's problems in 3 hours. That's not going to happen. But what we can do is enlighten you to help you make a decision to do some things differently, because that's where the wealth is. You begin to move, shake, speak, do differently. You begin to be different. And as a result, you begin to attract the things that you really want in your life. So this is for those people who are really looking to connect with those people. And the outcome of the mastermind, to me, for myself, has been Yakinea and everyone who's on, Ebony and Jay and Tyrell and Lisa and Melinda and April and everyone else. This is about you having the life you want. It sounds so cliche, but what you want is to go to bed and wake up with ease. I go to work at 11 a.m. because I can. That's it. And I get off at 7-ish. Right? You want a life where you can create things, where you have options. Wealth isn't about just the money. Wealth is about creating a life of options.
Good.
The option to do what you want. The option for your tire that blew out not to be an emergency, because you have the money to get it taken care of. You have the resources. We're talking about options. The options to be single because you want to be, and not trapped in a relationship you don't want to be because you don't have the money to take care of yourself and your kids or yourself, right? So you want to create a life of options where when you go in that dressing room and you put on whatever size is the great size for you, that you can try on different designers because that's what you want, because those are options you want to create. So I'm asking you, what options are you looking to create? What decisions are you making? How consistent are you willing to be at making that happen? That means that I saw a quote that said, your commitment is about you sticking to it long after the decision was made, right? Because life is going to happen. That means that in a week, you can't give up because your friends looked at you crazy because they're like, well, who do you think you are? Because you want to be wealthy. We don't even use that word. Start using that word. I want you to create a life with options where you can do what you want to do. I must give you this last little story, Yakinea, and then we can shut it down.
Okay.
I was in Atlanta recently for 13 days. I did 3 VIP days with some amazing people and a work intensive. Hey, Precious, who's on. And when I did that, when I left Atlanta, I got to the airport. I was flying on Southwest. I get to the airport, and my connection in Houston was going to have me missing my flight coming to OKC because there was a delay in the plane leaving. So I said to the lady, she said, well, when else can you leave? I said, well, I could just leave tomorrow. And she said, oh, can you leave tomorrow? She said, I can put you on a direct if you can leave tomorrow. I said, yeah. And she said, well, what do you do? I said, well, I own my own business. I said, so I really can work wherever my laptop is. And she said, okay. She put me on the next day. I called the Uber back. But before I called the Uber, you know what I did? I sat outside. I walked outside the terminal, outside the airport, sat on the bench and talked on the phone for an hour to a friend about nothing. And she said, what are you doing? I said, girl, I'm at the airport and my plane, I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm just chilling until I get ready to go. I wasn't waiting on a car. I literally sat and talked on the phone for an hour because I had the option to do so. Because I wasn't in a hurry. I didn't have to make any phone calls. I called, text my husband, told him I was going to be home tomorrow, and there was a delay. I didn't have to stress out about how much this was going to cost, or the fact that am I going to have to pay for a hotel, or any of that. Do I have enough money for food for another day? Because you want to create a life of options where things move with ease. Where things move with ease. And that's what it's about. And I know there's other questions. I would encourage you. Yakinea, is there a group that people can go to?
Yes. Put your questions in the group, Women Entrepreneurs in Action, Women Entrepreneurs in Action, and hashtag, put at Aprille Franks Hunt, and she will see those questions.
Yes. And I want to make sure that I answer them. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Atlanta. I'm excited for the mastermind. I am a believer in masterminds, obviously. Yakinea is on my mastermind. She's in my mastermind. And she's putting on, and I need y'all to pay attention. The people who you're following, what are their clients doing? Come on. This can't just be about fancy stuff online. What are your clients doing? So Yakinea, I commend you for putting this event on and for getting Zenobia on board and Jay on board. And thank you. I'm honored that you would ask me. And again, this is access. Watch the process. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Listen, guys, we definitely encourage you. You can join us at IamWomanMastermind.com. I got an echo. Aprille, you may have to mute for a second. Again, thank you, Aprille. IamWomanMastermind.com. Listen, guys, we look forward to you joining us there. We look forward to you being one of the 40. We look forward to you sitting at the round table with us. It's going down October the 16th through the 18th. So listen, if you want to bring makeup, bring it, but I promise you won't need it unless you're taking a picture. But we're going to get in the grind. So as Aprille said, she said, come with your panties off. I've never heard that ever in my life, but I like it, okay? So come with your panties off. That is amazing. So Aprille, if you would, I want you to unmute and tell individuals how to follow you, get in touch with you, and definitely tell them about Periscope.
Absolutely. So if you have your phones right now, I am encouraging you to pick it up, go to Periscope, and follow me at Master Coach Aprille. That's Master Coach, Aprille. And you can also find me on Facebook in the group Coach Speak and Serve. Those are the two best places that you can find me. Thank you again, Yakinea. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. And then you can also follow me at Yakinea Marie or I Am Woman Network. My Periscope is Yakinea Marie. Aprille, I made a decision today that I'm going to start getting on Periscope more. It's such a fun device, such a fun device. So, guys, listen, thank you. Aprille, absolutely phenomenal job. I look forward to seeing you. I'll see you in Jamaica first. Yeah. And then I'll see you in Atlanta, Georgia. Have a beautiful evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I will go over to the group, and we will answer any questions that you may have.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.